JWPTSD, Jehovah Witness Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. It exists. It exists. It runs rampant within this organization of Jehovah Witnesses. People that have been emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically scarred by this organization. So much so that they leave God altogether. What about those people? What about the people that wasn't given the opportunity to learn about the true God? What about the people manipulated by using the Bible in a way that was to their detriment? What about those people that didn't get a chance to know God in the right way? I don't want to get into the semantics of why you turned away from God, or why you turned toward God, why you don't believe in the Bible no more, why you just gave up on religion altogether, as I did. Mine's had nothing to do with the Jehovah Witness organization. Organized religion, in my opinion, has done some good for some people, but for the majority, it's done a lot of bad. So I choose to give up on any organized religion for myself. I don't knock those that do, right? I'm that person that believes in a lot. So you won't get me holding to one thing too hard, because I'm objective. That's how I become so critical of this organization, because I'm objective. I don't care who or what you claim. I don't care what God you claim to have special powers from or receive special information from. If it don't make sense to me, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to question it. Just who I am, right? Has nothing to do with God. God doesn't need me to fight God's battles. So has nothing to do with God, because Jehovah Witnesses love to say, well, then you know, they don't even use the term God, they use Jehovah, but it's like, then you object to Jehovah or whatever. Even, I know, first off, I object to the name, right? We all know that there's no one in Bible times that said the name Jehovah. So please stop it. You would go back to Bible times and say Jehovah, and they would say, what? They wouldn't actually say what. They would say it in Hebrew or Greek or Arabic or Aramaic, whatever, but I'm translating it to the English version. What the hell did you say? What? Hova? They wouldn't know. So stop it with the name. Okay? Now, back to JWPTSD, and I spoke about this before. Y'all love to talk about blood on your hands. If you don't preach to the people and you don't showed him the truth, you got blood on your hands. What about your blood? What about the blood that you have on your hands for participating within an organization that damages the spirit of people? So much so that a lot of them turn away from believing in God. I had somebody ask me what religion I'm a part of. I had somebody say that they can't even open a Bible anymore. I had somebody say that they can't even pray to God anymore. I had somebody say that, and it was kind of funny, they even hate the sound of the pages of the Bible when it turns. It's that bad. JWPTSD. People got it. So what about the blood on your hands? What about that? I would never want to be a part of that. Never. And what's happening is, with people that are associated with that, I look at it the same way as someone on their downtime being affiliated with the KKK. How are you going to go to the bar? How am I going to talk about going to the studio, making new music, and you talking about the last black man that you lynched? How are we going to do that? There's a conflict of interest going on. How am I going to throw on this hoodie and you throw on your cone-shaped white KKK hoodie? And we're going to have something in common? It won't work. It won't work. See, it's easy, and I'm just speaking about me. It's easy for me to be, if I were ever to be shunned, because the way I'm built, I don't really have a need to be surrounded by people, to be love bombed by people. I don't need the accolades. And I'm not saying it's wrong. These are things that humans embellish in. And that's why a lot of y'all get caught up, because you have this social structure and you have no backup plan. See, with me, I had people on the inside of the organization, but also people on the outside. So if this side faltered, I got my backup people. They was all meshed together like gumbo. You see what I mean? So I didn't notice, or I wouldn't notice, if I was shunned and this portion disappeared. And I wouldn't care. But I understand that there are people that's not me. There are people that built their whole life around this organization. So when their social construct disappears, they're alone. And when they're alone, they're in pain. And then their pain turns to hurt. And then their hurt turns to hate. But they don't just hate the people that shunned them. that walked away from them, that turned their backs on them, they start hating God. They start hating things that can be good for them, because now they associate Jehovah God with this organization. So again, I ask, what about that blood? What about that blood? How do you wash that blood off? Y'all like to point the fingers. Your little stubby fingers. Right? You like to point fingers at people about doing this and trying to do that. Destroy your organization. People that are working for Satan. But you don't look in the mirror at yourself. And I'm not just talking about the governing body members. I'm talking about individuals. People that shun family members. People that are okay with saying, I may not see you again, ever. I may not talk to you again, ever. I may not hug you, kiss you, ever again. And I'm cool with that. Because they said so. They said so. And you're good with that because you believe that this is God's plan. You believe that this is God's organization. And it's Satan. Because God wouldn't have you feel the way you do. You know the way you feel. You know how you lying to yourself. You know how you lying to people. Making them think that you feel a certain way and you're going through turmoil. That wouldn't be God. That's everything that your Bible tells you that Satan perpetuates. That's everything. But you're not thinking. You are in a fog. Worse than the cloud. You are worse than the clouds that's going on right above me right now, which is gray and dark. There's no light. That's what you are. How are you going to wash that blood off your hands? How? How are you going to wash that blood off your hands? Because you did this. You drove people away from God. You did it. Hundreds of thousands of people, even millions over the last how many years? I would say millions. And there are people that went to their graves in pain, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I believe that God is going to redeem them. I know this. But what say you in your future and your resurrection? You say God is a judge, right? How will God judge you? See, you could always play it safe with love. You could always play it safe, right? If God were to talk to you after your death and you had to approach God, you can always play it safe by loving too much. Well, you know that that nephew of yours, or that son of yours, or that sister of yours, or that daughter of yours, or that mother of yours, they were in the wrong. Let's just say that was the case, right? They were in the wrong. You love them still. I gotta punish you for that. That would be an evil God, and we know God is not like that. So you can always play it safe with love. It's like, I know that they did this, or I know that they did that. And I'm speaking for argument's sake that, shunning was the right way, which we all know it's an abomination. But let's just say for argument's sake that it was the right way. But you counteracted by saying, but it's my bad, I still love them. And I still showed them the love that they needed. How do you go wrong with that? How do you go wrong with that? See, not playing it safe is saying, I stayed away from these people. I didn't want to be bothered with them. I showed a coldness towards them. Disappeared from their life. How is that right? That's Satan. If you had to equate what comes from Satan and what comes from God, I stayed away, disassociated myself from them. I shunned them, didn't talk to them, didn't show any affection, didn't show any love anymore. You're going to say that's from God? You would say immediately, Satan, that's Satan, sounds like Satan. Continue to love them. Continue to show them support. Continue to lift them up. Continue to embrace them. Those words, you would say, that's God. You are doing Satan's work. You have blood not on your hands. You have blood on your body. You are bathing in blood. You're accountable. Better reassess this situation. I'll leave it there as always. Just ask you to think. That's all I ask you to do. Y'all be safe. Y'all put things in context. Whatever you believe, do your research. If you come back to knowing God in the real way, in the right way, not through any books, but through your spirit, right? Through what's inside of you, through the real you. Not that. That's imperfect. The real you. Connect with that higher power. It's love. It's love. So don't become so JWPSTD'd out to the point where you let go. Don't let go. Grab hold of the handlebars and pedal like hell. Love.